Hello and happy Sunday. It's Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, July the 19th. This is chat number 182, and it's titled, What Happens in Your Body When You Build a New Habit, When You Build a Habit. So it sounds pretty boring, right? It's actually not boring at all. Pretty interesting stuff. So today's another Sunday. I'm happy to see you all. It is sweltering here in East Tennessee. Fortunately, Karen asked if we could walk before church today. So she's a genius. That's the only reason that I have dry hair. But hello, Melissa. Hello, Missy. Don't forget, if you are brand new, to give us a shout out so that we can welcome you to our chats. And hello, Melissa. All. Melissa said all. All. Yeah, so she's saying hi to everybody. If you are watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. And if you don't want to see the highs and hellos, go ahead and grab that scroll bar and go over to about 10 minutes because that's when it dies down. But otherwise, we would love to welcome you. Everybody would like to say hi. Hello, Carol Lou. Welcome back from the beach. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer's been eating good this week. Hello, Elaine. Hi, Lynn. Hello, Teresa. Says it's hot in Kentucky too. Yep. And hello, Stephanie. Hello, Kim. How is it down in, I know you're not in Baton Rouge, but how is it down in Louisiana? Is it sweltering? Hello, Patsy. Hello, Kathy from Ohio. Hi, Sandy from Northeastern Kansas. Hello, Haley. Hi, Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Hello, Mary Ann from very hot Pennsylvania. And hello, Marlene from Florida. So Florida's got to be hot, and plus humid. Hello, Mike Christie. It is another hot day here in East Tennessee. Hello, Irma. Again, hi and hello. So to everyone who's been with us, hey, hello. Just go ahead and say your hi hellos, and we're going to get those out of our system first, especially since we can't see each other in person. And yeah, Kim says it is hot there down there too, I'm sure. Ooh, I'm so sure. And if you are brand new, hello, Barbara. If you're brand new, then please give us a shout out. Please let us know. So just say, hey, I'm brand new, because we would love to welcome you. And hello, Pam. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Betty. Quick shout out to the girls that I saw during our 2:30 Zoom meeting today. So Knoxville is continuing Zoom only, except for weigh-ins. They do have weigh-ins, and you can shop at the Cedar Bluff location. You can do that. And yeah, Barbara says it's hot even in New York. What? I'm sorry, Sandra wants to see my nails, and hello to Debbie, and I promise I'll come right back around to Knoxville. I literally just took the black and white overlay from Color Street, and Casey is my Color Street. She's my Color Street rep if you need a hookup. I just took the overlay because I was hoping that it would make my hands look more tan. Not sure that it does, but anyway, but I do like it's literally just the line overlay. So Casey always puts it over something funky like glitters and colors and whatever. I just used the overlay. Anyway, I thought they were pretty cool. Hello, Myrna. Hello, Karen from Ohio. Hello, Trish. And Trisha, that's beautiful there in Southern California. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Katie. And Katie has been MIA because she has been crazy with work and juggling. The joys of juggling 2 jobs. Well, that's awesome that you've got 2 jobs. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Vicky. And thank you, Sandra. But here in Knoxville, if you are looking for a live workshop, if you're looking for an in-person workshop, oh, yay, Barbara. If you're looking for an in-person workshop, not going to happen at least through this month. So not even sure it's going to happen in August because we have, hello, Linda, and I'm sorry, hello, Vicky. A bunch of people are popping in here all at the same time. Hello, Joy. Because we're going backwards today. Yeah, we're going backwards today. We're going backwards here in Tennessee. Hello, Sandra from Naperville, Illinois. And thank you, Marlene. So not sure we're going to have in-person meetings or in-person workshops for a while, but at least through July. So at least through July, we're going to be virtual meetings only by Zoom. And so to everyone who attended the 2:30, hello, Sylvia. To everyone who attended the 2:30, sorry, hello, Barbara from the Crossroads, the 2:30 Zoom meeting here in Knoxville. And you can do that if you have a current WW membership. You can just go to Connect, look for Knoxville, and find the West Knoxville group, and that's the one that I go to at 2:30 on Sundays. So fingers crossed that eventually that we will be able to go back to the in-person workshops. Hello, Patricia, and that Gwen will still have her Tuesday meeting, because if not, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about attending the Sunday one, but that's for another discussion. But a special shout out to, let's see, the following people. Hello, and if I missed anybody, I am so sorry if I missed anybody. Oh, yep, and Debbie says that Texas has been going backwards for a while. Hello, Janice from Sutton, Ontario, Canada. But let's see. Lisa, Carol, Lou, Trish, Sylvia, Myrna, Kathy, Janet, Sandy, Sandra, another Sandy, Rosie, Jackie, and Lynn. Were all of y'all there today? Well, were all of you? I thought I saw all of your names. Were all of y'all there today for the 2:30 meeting in Knoxville? Because if so, that is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I know you all loved Gwen and would probably just love for her to move in with you, because we all would too. Let's see. Elaine attended one Wednesday in Vernon, Connecticut, and it was different. That's cool. That is super cool. Aloha, Kathy. Hello, Sherry. Yep, I know everybody's going backwards. We're all going backwards. But anyway, all I can say is wear a mask, wash your hands. That's my only advice. That's the only advice that I have. And yes, Rosie, I saw you. So I saw you and I sent you a chat message, but I didn't know if you saw it or not. But anyway, thank you to everyone who came. Reminder, this is week 2 of charm season. So if you're like me and you're addicted to charms, we got our second word today. And I'm sorry, I can't give you the word. You actually have to attend a Zoom meeting, or you have to, oh, thank you, Rosie. That's sweet. Well, yeah, well, Gwen does not, she does not have the luxury of getting to say whatever she wants to say, because, you know, I'm not a WW employee, so I can just say whatever I want to. But thank you very much for that, Rosie. And yes, Carol, I saw that. I guess y'all were coming back from vacation. So, but anyway, today is week 2 of charms. So, Haley, it's not time to turn in your words yet. Well, we will have an opportunity. Sorry, I'm just checking on what we're doing in the second half of the chat. So Gwen gave the word today. So if you attend a Zoom meeting, the leader will always give the word. And Teresa's exactly right. She said print your weekly. If you print your weekly, there are some little words at the bottom of one of the paragraphs that says, and today's word is, you know, it's like that little password game. So, and Janice, you don't know where to look for the Zoom. So Janice, you're not looking for the Zoom. I'm not sure what you mean by searching for that. So, what you're going to want to do is go to WW Connect, and you're going to find the group that I'm going to through Connect. But you need to print out your weekly, and I can't turn it around and show it to you, but you need to print it out in your weekly. Hello, Alicia. And it is, let's see, it's at the very bottom. So it's at the very bottom of the first page. So if you print out your weekly, and like the first week, it says weekly series, week 1 at the top. This last week, it said weekly series. Hello, Haley from, oh wait, I'm sorry, Haley saying hi to somebody else. Sorry, that looked like a city there for a second. So the first week said weekly series, week 1. And at the very bottom of the page, it said, this week's word is, come back next week for part 2. This week's word is at the bottom of weekly series, week 2. So it'll say week 2 at the top of it, and you'll find your word there. Hang on to your words. So either your weeklies, or, yes, and Barbara, it's in dark blue print. So either print out the weekly. Let's see, wait. The other Barbara says, how do we know if you have all the words? Okay, there are 6 total words. They've only given us 2 of them, and you have to have 4. So you have to have 4 out of the 6 weeks worth of words. So if you have 4 words, 5 words, 6 words, you've got plenty to get a charm. You can only have 2 so far because they've only been doing this for 2 weeks. Anyway, you're going to save all of your words, and at the end, they're going to give us something to fill out, and you can go back. You're going to be able to fill it out and turn it in. If you are attending, or if you are attending a physical workshop, you can turn it in there. For those of us who can't attend a physical workshop, we will have another way to turn it in. They have not given us that way yet, so please don't ask me. I'll tell you, I promise I will tell you when I find out. Marlene wants to know if she can go back and access the first weekly. Yes, you sure can. Maybe somebody will post the link. We've done it several times before. It's been in several of the other chats. You go like to your weekly. So go log in. You have to actually log in from a computer if you're going to go back. So log in from your computer, go to the weekly, look at the top where it has www.weightwatchers.com, whatever, / and then it'll have a date range for the weekly. You just take out the date range, or the date for the week that we're on, and you put in the date that you want. So just, you'll have to kind of figure out the format. Okay, so anyway, this is chat number 182, what happens in your body when you build a habit. This is July the 19th, and I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And we started talking so fast that I forgot to go back and say all of that. Also, if you are brand new, please say hello. Please let us know that you're new, because we would love to chat with you. We do have something cooking in the oven, and I left the light on so that you had to look at it. So that you had to be curious to stay for the second half. But we are making something for the second half. Some food, some yummy, yummy food. Anyway, so if you're new, say hi. We would love to say hi to you. If you are watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. Please say hi. I would love to say hi back to you. If you're brand new and you don't know how to go back and watch these, so there are 182 of these now. So after tonight, when Casey, hello Susie. So after tonight, when Casey and Jessica get these posted, then there will be a 182. There will be more than 182 videos posted. So you can go back and watch them through Facebook. That's a little tedious to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and try to find it. Hello, Bernice. If you go to YouTube instead, it's just, again, it's youtube.com. And then if you search, and when you go in the search bar, if you search If You Have an Egg, you will pull up a series, the series for these of the chats. Or most of them, a lot of them are on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and that's just www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So, I know, Christy, 182. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, but you know how I get addicted to things. Ooh, so, hello, Catherine from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Anyway, so if you were brand new with us, or if you missed some, or if you just need to go back and get a refresher, and when you all mention things in the closed group and on the If You Have an Egg page, hello Carol, and I say, hey, wait, we've got a chat for that. This is what I'm talking about. So, you know, everything from nutritional yeast to Aldi to Costco hauls to, I don't know, pretty much anything you could chat about. We probably have a chat for that. Okay, so last week, who attended a workshop? So who actually got to go to a physical workshop or attended a Zoom workshop? Give me a thumbs up. So you've got a little button down there at the bottom. If you attended a physical, like in-person workshop, first of all, I'm super jealous. Or, oh my gosh, my Christy said, okay, so Casey and Jessica, if you're listening, my Christy says we need to start designing the 200 chat shirt. That's hilarious. Anyway, so if you actually got to attend a physical workshop, first of all, I'm super jealous. Or if you attended a Zoom meeting last week, give me a thumbs up. And if you attended here with us live last week, or even if you went back and watched it on replay, let's see some hearts. Or if you did both, you can do hearts, thumbs ups and hearts. Okay, so it looks like Sandra did both, Sylvia's all thumbs up, Alicia did both, Trish did both. Trish went to I don't even know, probably 8 Zoom meetings last week, so she gets extra Bravo stickers. Lynn did both. Yeah, and Lisa says she remembers us celebrating the 100th video. I do have a t-shirt for that. There is a t-shirt that says I attended the 100th chat. Kim did both. Deborah's all thumbs up. Betty's all hearts. So you ladies did fantastic. So here are your Bravo stickers for anyone who attended meetings or Zoom meetings or here with us last week. If you want actual Bravo stickers, you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and go to, I think it's the shop section, and then it says printable downloads, and you can print off your Bravo stickers and you can put them in your journal. You can just make a scrapbook, whatever you want to do. Okay. So, who did their homework? Your homework last week was to hashtag SmartPoint swap out. So, we spent a lot of time last week talking about swapping out smart points. We even spent the second half of the chat talking about different things that you can, okay, it sounds like we need to make a t-shirt, but anyway, we even spent the second half of the chat talking about some things that you could swap out for lower point things. And a lot of you all had super, super, super great ideas all during the week. Keep having those. Keep having those. Yeah, Jennifer's got her hand up because she remembered the homework. But keep sending those. You know, I mean, Jennifer had a lot of great swap outs. Lynn had some good ones. A lot of you all were swapping out Greek yogurt, plain non-fat Greek yogurt or non-fat plain Greek yogurt for a lot of things, more than just for sour cream. So, you know, like I swap it out for sour cream, but a lot of you all were swapping it out for tons of things. So y'all did, hello Loretta, so y'all did a great job on your homework last week. I had to pick 3. sorry, I had to pick 3 because we got a lot to talk about tonight. So the 3 that I picked from this last week, the first one I picked because it's not something in its original form. It's not, oh, hello Fawn from Medford, Oregon. It's not something that in its original form that I would ever eat. But I think I might try this. Oh, and Jessica's here. Okay, so ladies, and I think it's all ladies here so far tonight. Jessica is who does the website. She does the IfYouHaveAnEgg.com website. She puts together all of the chat notes. Yeah, has to transcribe all of this. So, hello, Tahira. I've missed you, and thank you so much for saying it's Tahira because I always have to go back and think, what is her actual name? But anyway, it's good to see you. Good to see you. And hello, Terry from Connecticut. But Jessica, so Casey does all the videos. She does all the Bravo stickers, all the things like that. Jessica does the website. She does all of the transcriptions for the chats. And I got to tell you, tonight she's got her work cut out for her because John helped me so much today. He helped 7.5 hours today. 7.5 hours today. But it was all with Casey Kitchen Center stuff. So, new people, we are at Casey Kitchen Center. This is not where I live. Sorry, I'm just checking our homework to make sure it's okay. But anyway, so he helped me for 7.5 hours today with Casey Kitchen Center stuff. And I had a lot to get ready, so I didn't get a lot of my notes done. So Jessica's going to have a whole lot of fun tonight trying to transcribe the notes. Anyway, so Jessica is here, and in case you didn't see it, she posted a link of how to get to the digital downloads. You are going to want to remember that link or save that link or come back later and find that link because you're going to need it for the second half. You don't have to print anything out yet for the second half, but once we get done talking, I think you're going to want to come back. I think you're going to want to go back and check it. So anyway, Jessica is here, and she just popped in. So notice she did not say hi and hello to everybody. Just kidding. Anyway, thank you very much. Oh, and there's, I feel bad because now she said, hey, everybody, I'm glad to help out. Now she says, hey. Okay. So thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Okay. So the first one, again, the first homework that I picked out, not anything, the base ingredient is not anything that I would just eat. As a matter of fact, it's making me just to think about it. But the way she made it, I think I might. So last week for her homework, Lynn swaps out. So she did a swap out. She used low-fat cottage cheese, which cottage cheese, not anything I'm even interested in, but wait until you hear what she did with it. So she swaps in low-fat cottage cheese with a packet of dry Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. So the dry packet of dressing mix, and she blends that together until smooth in a blender. Now see, I could eat smooth cottage cheese. I'm sure I could eat smooth cottage cheese. And then she's been storing it in the refrigerator in a mason jar. And she's been using it on baked potatoes. Doesn't that sound good? Baked potatoes, salads, or as a dip. And then the only points you have to count are for cottage cheese based on which plane you're on. So Lynn, that's a great idea. I may actually try that one, even though I don't normally like cottage cheese. That sounds great, all blended together. Carol Lou, who just got back from vacation, she keeps our That Man's recipes, on their toes. So we've got That Man's chicken, we've got That Man's chicken breast, we have That Man's turkey tenderloin, we have That Man's, we have That Man's pork chops. We've got a lot of different things that are That Man's, they're That Man's recipe, which you just have to go back and find that chat to hear that story. But Carol Lou she made That Man's green beans, I guess it was last year. Well, okay, so Carol Lou, since she's keeping that man on his toes, I'll try to recreate her recipe and post it soon, but her swap out for last week. So her swap out for last week was she swapped out ground turkey for full fat sausage and came up with a low point Scottish egg. Okay, so I'm all about Scotch eggs, Scottish eggs, whatever you call them. And Janice, I know you and me both, Janice. So I'll just have to dump it in the blender, dump the stuff in there, and blend it because I think once it's blended, I think I could do that. But yeah, I'm all about Scotch eggs. I'm all about Scottish eggs. I love them, love them, love them. We have a bacon wrapped Scotch egg recipe on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But I've always wanted to play around with a traditional Scotch egg that has the sausage on the outside of it. So Carol Lou swapped out ground turkey for the full fat sausage, and she came up with what looks like an absolutely delicious low point Scottish egg. So we will definitely be trying that very soon because it looked amazing. It looked so good. And of course she made it in the air fryer, so extra points for that. And then Haley, bless her heart. Bless her heart. And somebody tell Alicia what Scotch eggs are. They have nothing to do with Scotch. It has everything to do with Scotland, I guess. But Haley, bless her heart. Haley. Hello, Leetta. Poor Haley. Poor Haley. She continues to suffer, so I'm really worried about her. So this week, bless her heart, she swapped out Greek yogurt for sour cream in an avocado crema recipe to go on her mahi tacos with homemade pico. Bless her heart. Poor Haley. We're all coming to your house to eat. All of us. So when COVID is over, we're all making a field trip to Haley's house to eat all of these yummy things. Okay? And for you ladies who have never heard of a Scotch egg or a Scottish egg, okay, we're going to have to talk about that a different time because that's a whole nother subject. But to everyone who did their homework, and there were tons of you, bravo. So more bravo stickers for doing your homework. Okay, so let's talk about this week. This week is, and there's poor Haley. I know, Haley, bless you. Just bless you. My gosh, does everybody want to come to your house? I mean, you must have people over all the time when you can. Okay, so this week we're talking about what happens to your body when you build a habit. So and this is chat number 182, what happens in your body when you build a habit. Okay. Oh, and Jessica already found she already found the link to the bacon wrapped Scotch eggs. So ta-da! Thank you very much. Hello, Tracy. So thank you very much, Jessica, for posting that. This is fun having somebody right there. So yeah, you might want to tell your husband that we're going to start sneaking you out for at least an hour every Sunday night. Okay, so this week, what happens to your body when you build a habit? Okay, so what happens in your body when you build a habit? So first I want to tell you about this making a new path. So what they were talking about in our weekly this last week was to imagine that you're in the woods. It says, go with us here. Just come on, just walk with us here on a well-worn path that you've taken many, many times before. It's easy, you know exactly where you're going, so you know where to step, you know where there's roots growing, you know where there's a big rock, you know where the water is, if there's a stream to cross, so you know where to go. And it's comfortable, and you know where to walk, and so it's just comfortable to walk. But if you went somewhere new, then you'll have to chart a fresh new path, and it might feel different at first, and it might take some time to get used to, but pretty soon it'll feel like second nature. So what I want to tell you about starting a new path, and just to give you a little history, not history, but just to give you a little explanation of one saying that I'm going to use a couple of times in this 8 minutes that I've only left us for the second half, or for chat number 182. I have an employee that whenever he gets in trouble, he says, "I've turned over a new leaf. I'm a new man. I've started again. I've turned over a new leaf." So when you think about turning over, and of course he hasn't really, and if you're watching, Scott, we all still love you, but yeah, you didn't really turn over a new leaf. So what he's talking about is that if you go down a new path, so if you go down a path you've never been before, you're going to be turning over, metaphorically, you're going to be turning over new leaves because you've never been on that path before. There's going to be new things. You're going to turn over some new things. So turning over a new leaf or heading down a new path doesn't have to be because you're running away from something bad. So in Scott's instance, it's because something went wrong, or he didn't do something he was supposed to, or whatever, and so he needs to turn a new leaf so that he can head down the correct path. So he can head down a new path that's the correct path. But turning over a new leaf, starting a new path, going down a different path, that doesn't have to be because you're trying to get away from something bad or wrong. It could just be because you need something different, or you have different plans. So does that sound familiar to anybody, that right now we have to figure out some different plans, that we've got to figure out, something new, that things aren't the same as they have been? Does that sound familiar to anybody? Like only the last 4 months that we've had to make so many new paths. So what happens in your body, or in your body and in your mind, it's called, so I'm going to try and say this correctly, it's called neuroplasticity. And if that's correct, then I get some kind of a, I don't know, I get a sticker or something. But it's called neuroplasticity. And so every time your brain repeats an action, it leads to forming a new habit. And the neuroplasticity means you can literally change your brain. I mean, you can literally change your brain. So, you know, do you know anybody that has, like, maybe they are negative so much, they've been negative so long that they have trained their brain. So the neuroplasticity that they've used is they have trained their brain to be negative. Or that they've trained themselves to be happy, or that they've trained themselves to do X, Y, or Z. Well, that neuroplasticity, so the ability to retrain your brain, I mean, it's a physical thing. It's not willpower. It has nothing to do with willpower. So me saying, I want the willpower to get up and walk every morning. Okay, willpower has nothing to do with it. I have to, and I've had to many, many times over the last 26 years that I've been walking, but I've had to retrain my brain to not, I'm gonna get up and walk in the morning, or I want to get up and walk in the morning, but I walk in the morning. That's when I walk. I walk in the morning. I walk every morning. So the neuroplasticity changes in my brain, the physical changes in my brain are no longer, like, I no longer think I want to get up and walk, or or I would like to, or some future thing. It has changed to where that's my identity now, is I walk in the morning. Okay, so you got to think big picture. So you have to identify some long-term goal, but you have to realize that you're going to be retraining your brain. So you're going to use this neuroplasticity, and I'm just going to keep saying that, and I'm going to find a way to use that in a sentence at some point this week, because I think I've mastered the pronunciation of this word. But anyway, so you got to figure out what this is, and try to make it something that's long term, because it's going to take time to retrain your brain to be able to do whatever this is, to go down this new path, to turn over these new leaves, because you're going to have many, many, many leaves along this path. And if you can pinpoint the old path, whether it's bad or good. So like for me, Karen and I have had to change our walking routine again. So for 26 years we have walked, and and when obstacles have come up, we've had to retrain our brains, because again, my brain I have trained through neuroplasticity. I have trained my brain to know, you walk in the mornings. I am a morning walker. I walk in the mornings. But when I moved, then Karen and I had to come up with a new plan. So we retrained our brains to know, okay, I walk in the morning alone, but I walk 3 days a week with Karen. And then she moved, so we had to retrain our brains to a new path. Well, now with COVID, we've had to retrain our brains again. And I'm telling you, we're getting older and it gets harder, but you can do it. You can do it. So it's taken us a couple of months, but we're getting into our new routine. So once you identify it, once you pinpoint an old path that either you can build from, you can either build from that path, or you can go away from it, something like that. Then you've got to choose what your new path is going to be. And then you need to make a plan to do that. So if Karen and I just said, and I keep talking about Karen because this is, we've had 26 years of practice with this, because Casey's almost 27. So that means we've been practicing this for 26 years, that we have to make a plan. So we can't just say, oh, okay, we're going to walk 3 days this week and hang up the phone. Which 3 days? Where are we going to walk? Where are we going to meet? What time of day is it going to be? What are we going to do if it's too hot outside? What are we going to do if it's raining? What are we going to do if it's storming? What, we have to make a plan. So you have to think about the big picture. You have to pinpoint an old path to either get away from, or use some portion of that old path to take you onto your new path. Choose the new path and then make a plan. Okay, so because I have talked us into oblivion, your homework for this coming week is, I wrote it down here, is new path. So all I want you to do is to pick, and you don't have to make it long. It does not have to be super long. So you're just going to write down a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, and a number 4. So for your homework this week, write down the number 1, and then write down what you want what your big picture thing is. Like if it's to become a morning walker, or if it's to become a water drinker, which is an actual disease, but to become a water drinker, or to become, whatever, a long-term goal. So a number 1, and write down what your big picture thing is. Then number 2, write down something from an old path. So I could have said, like for mine and Karen's, I could have said, something from that old path is that we walked, 6 mornings a week, before. Number 3 is to choose our new path. So our new path is that we're going to walk 3 afternoons a week. And then number 4, make a new plan and just jot down a quick description of whatever that new plan is. So the homework is hashtag new path, NEWPATH. Please do it. It sounds like it would be long. It's not going to be long. It's just a number 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. A couple of words next to each one of them. Be sure, I promise you, if you will do this, I'm serious, the walking, like it's painful now if we don't walk. If we miss walking, I'm serious, it hurts because it like really does. It hurts my brain because my brain knows I am a walker. I'm a walker. So it's just ingrained in me now because we've been doing it for so long. So when you do your homework, tag me here on the Facebook page. It's just at If You Have an Egg. It's the at symbol and If You Have an Egg. If you are on WW Connect, you're going to tag at Scrap and Stamp 2, SCRAPNSTAMP, and the number 2. If you are in our Facebook group, so if you are in our closed group, you're going to do, I know, Sandra, I'm dying. Sandra says it's time for water, and I'm dying. So yes, it is. It's going to be at Kelly Green Milligan. Or if you are on YouTube, you can just chat. You can just type it in. Or if you are on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com for this week's chat, you can just type it in. So that is your homework for this week. Teresa needs the 4 steps repeated. So Jessica will be typing these in the notes, which will be posted in the next day or 2. But number 1, so it's a number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we got to get to cooking. But it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number 1 is to think big picture, just to write down what your big picture thing is. So it's whatever your long-term thing is that you want to do. Number 2 is to jot down something about an old path that you've taken. Either you want to get away from that old path or you want to use part of that old path to get to your big picture goal. Number 3 is to choose a new path. And number 4 is to make that plan. So in the example for me and Karen, the big picture was we want to be walkers. So we started this plan 27 years ago. We want to be walkers. For right now, because of COVID, the old path that we pinpointed was, hey, look, we used to walk every single morning, and then we walked some afternoons. Then we got to where we were walking 3 afternoons a week. The new path that we had to choose was, okay, because of stinky COVID, we can't go to some of the same places that we went to before, so we had to find new places, and then we had to make a plan. How many days it was going to be and where it was going to be so that we could get away from COVID crazy. Okay. Whew. So it is time for a break. If you are brand new with us, I'll take just a couple of second break in between the first part and the second part. Yes, there are 30 more minutes. Sorry. So if you're new with us, just hang in there because there are 30 more minutes to this. But you are going to enjoy the second half. I have already had to put Dusty in his chair because the second half involves things that smell very, very good, and he was about to pass out. He has gone to sleep now because I would not let him eat any of it. Okay, and thank you, Barbara, for reminding me about my water. Woo! And yes, Barbara, you have started something with the water. Yes, you really have. Okay, so I'm going to take my quick break. I'll be right back. Everybody else, stop. Drink some water. And notice I have lots of ice in mine because it is hot. Hot, hot, hot outside today. Okay, and we are back. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and this is part 2 of chat number, and yes, this is part 2 of chat number 182. What happens in your body when you build a new habit? But last week we were talking about swapping out smart points. So you all had lots and lots and lots of great ideas for how to swap out the smart points on things. I mean, tons of ideas of things to do with non-fat plain Greek yogurt, cottage cheese ideas, lower fat cheese, applesauce substitutions, black beans and brownies. I mean, you all had some amazing swap outs. Casey, because she loves all of us, including me, I know sometimes she wants to kill me, but she loves all of us, has made us these cute little charts that we're going to use tonight. So yes, I know these are backwards because we're filming this on Facebook Live, and sorry, my printer decided to get funky with me, but she has made us these cute little pages which you can print out. So you can go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and you can print these out. If you need some, and you can print them out. I think they're going to be 99 cents, but the 99 cents is to try and help cover a tiny bit, of the time, but you can print them out as many times as you want to. So once you download it, you can just keep printing them out for, however many that you need. But the first one is a food Smart Point swap out. And so we made it the size of a quarter piece of paper so that you can either put 4 of them on a page if you're doing something on, like if you're doing page protectors or something like that, or if you want to cut them out, or if you want to laminate them, or if you want to put like a, if you want to laminate them and put like a little ring, you know, put a hole in it and put a little ring, what was that just called, a ring on there, so that you can flip through them, you know, if you need to refer back to them. Because, and hello Kathy, because I know me. So I know me. As many times as we talk about these things, and Kathy, you are fine. Kathy, you came in for the fun part. So as much, oh, and Jessica has posted it. So the food swap out stickers, Jessica just posted the link to those, so you can go check those out. But again, there's 4 to a page, so you can either leave them connected and you can put them in a page protector. You can stick them on your refrigerator if it's something that you want to be reminded about or whatever, or you can cut them out, put them wherever you need to, stick them inside your book, you know, put them in a journal, whatever. You could laminate them and put a ring through them. And as many times as we do this, I still have to stop and remember about, you know, I don't know, I still need to be reminded. So I like to save them. I like to write them down and save them. So a good one for this would be like, you know, a food Smart Point swap out would be, you know, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and then you could list, so this side, the first side is what the original thing was. So this side is what was the original. So you could put, you know, like sour cream, let's see, sour cream, ingredient in 2 ingredient dough, blah, 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 blah. So all of the things that you would use it for, and then you swap it out for non-fat Greek yogurt. So all of the ideas that you all posted this week, you know, you could totally write all those down. Applesauce, you know, all the things that you've been doing. So there's one that's for food swap outs. Then she made another one that's for meal swap outs. So on this one, this would be for meals that you want to do a swap out on. So the original, make sure I'm pointing at the right side. So the original, you know, if you had like a, well, like the other day we made the bagel thins with the light cream cheese, or I think it was fat-free cream cheese, and the nothing but the salt, or what is it? Nothing but the salt? Everything but the salt. Everything but the salt. I've lost my mind. Everything but the salt seasoning from Dax Spices. So the original would have been like a bagel with cream cheese and everything but the bagel seasoning. And then over here for my, you know, Smart Point swap out for the Smart Swap, it would have been for the, and it would have been, you know, the one that we just made with the bagel thin, the fat-free cream cheese, and the everything but the salt. You know, a swap out for that, because again, I like to have things to refer back to. And then it's got directions down here if you need some special directions on how to prepare it or how you made it so that you can remember. That's how this all started. So If You Have an Egg all started because, the train is flying by tonight. Anyway, If You Have an Egg started because John couldn't remember, or he wanted something that I had made when I first started all this 182 or plus chats ago. He wanted something that I had made, I don't know, a week before or whatever, and I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no idea what it was, but he liked it so much he wanted it again. I had no idea what it was. So I started writing it down. That's what these are for. Okay, but this last one, and Jessica has posted the link for that one, this last one is what we're going to use tonight. We are going to skinny up a recipe, and to skinny up the recipe, we're going to use the Smart Point swap out for recipes. And so all I've done is I've written the recipe name, and this would be great to do with Lynn's recipe that she's posted, a lot of the things that Jessica has posted, Jennifer's posted, you know, y'all had some really, really good ideas, but so this recipe is from my friend Melanie. So she has been my best friend since I was 9. And she has been filling in for us. She was a displaced teacher this summer, and so she was kind enough to come and help us out here at Casey Kitchen Center this summer. And Jessica's just posted the link for that. And if you're reading this or watching this from IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, those links will be in the notes, and we'll get Casey to put them in the YouTube notes as well. But I just filled this out. She's so funny. Again, she's been my best friend since I was 9. She's been helping us out this summer at Casey Kitchen Center. Her last day was Thursday. So Thursday was her last day at work here with us at Casey Kitchen Center. So on your last day at work, what normally happens? People make you food, right? No, she made us the food. So she made the food and made it for us. But what she made was so delicious, so absolutely delicious. So we ate it 3 days in a row. And I knew that I was going to want it again but I knew it was going to have to get lightened up. So this is, her name's Melanie, but everybody calls her Mel. So this is Mel's Mexican Chicken Casserole. So this is how you lighten up a recipe. So this chat actually serves two purposes. So the second half of this half of tonight's chat serves two purposes. One is to show you a delicious recipe. The second one is to show you how to do swap outs. Okay, so using our recipe name, a recipe smart point swap out page, I have written down everything on the original side. I've written down everything that was in Melanie's original recipe, and then I have found an appropriate swap out, and then there's a surprise in here too, a surprise that I doubt any of y'all are going to see coming, and that way I can reflect and see what the original points were, and then what we end up with. So what I have done, I just went through, and I just think it's easier if you write it down, because again, I will not remember this. So I promise you, 2 weeks from now, I won't remember what was in this. One of the things that I made, one of the parts of tonight's recipe, I had to go look up my own recipe. Okay, I had to go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, type in the keywords, and find the recipe, because I couldn't remember how I made it. Write this stuff down, okay? So if you make something yummy, write it down. Somebody might actually want the recipe. Okay, so here's what we did. The sauce for Melanie's recipe had regular cream cheese and 2 jars of salsa in it. I'm going to show you what I swapped it out for in a second. 2 blocks of cream cheese is 72 smart points. Gag me. 72 smart points. Doesn't even matter how many servings this has. 72 smart points, okay? And I'll show you what we swapped it out for here in just a second. Then 2 small jars of salsa. Then it has chicken breast. That's okay. A-okay. Then it has peppers and onions. Still A-okay. Rice. Rice has, the amount of rice that was in there had, let me find it. The amount of rice that was in there was 14 smart points. It has a cup of shredded cheese. That was 16 smart points. And then a tablespoon of butter for like greasing the pan. So that had smart points. It was 10 smart points for 1 serving. So I'm only going to show you half. I'm going to only add half the ingredients to this pan, because I already have the other half in here, so that through the magic of television, when we're ready, I can go ta-da and show you what it looks like. Okay, on green, so I only figured this for green. Okay, I am on green. I am on Weight Watchers My Way, WW My Way, green. So if you are on blue or purple, you are going to have to figure these points for yourself. If you need this faster, then I'm going to get it posted, and y'all know how slow I am at posting these. Sorry. So on green, Melanie's original recipe was 10 smart points, and this is in a 9x13 casserole pan. So remember, the size pan that I'm showing you, this is because I have half of it already in the oven, and half of it, we're gonna make the other half of it. So for a 9x13 pan, you're gonna make 12. It makes 12 servings, and it is 10 smart points for a serving. Now, don't get me wrong, this was delicious enough that I ate it 3 days in a row. If I'd known it was 10 smart points, if I'd known that the way that it was made, that it was 10 smart points, I probably would have only had it 2 days in a row, but it was still that good. Okay, but let me show you what I did. So the very first ingredient was 2 blocks of cream cheese. 2 blocks of cream cheese. Not going to happen. I'm not using 72 smart points in any recipe. So instead, and pretend like this is doubled. So instead, I have 2 blocks of fat-free cream cheese. 2 blocks of fat-free cream cheese is only 11 smart points as opposed to 72. Or if you can only find reduced fat cream cheese, that's 45, but that's almost half the original amount of smart points for just that one ingredient. Or for my vegan and vegetarian friends, or if you just prefer this, tofutti. And the one that's in the oven is actually made with tofutti. Tofutti is no butter fat, better than cream cheese, milk free. It is, let me see, it is no dairy, no gluten, no cholesterol, non-hydrogenated, non-GMO verified, don't think it has any ingredients in it that have anything to do with animals or derivative of animals or anything else. But anyway, it does include soy. Okay, but Tofutti worked just fine, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So this still has way less smart points. I think for the Tofutti it was like 18 for 8 ounces of it. So for 2 of these, let's see. Anyway, so it'd be 36. So it'd still be significantly less than 72. Okay, so vegan and vegetarian friends, you could use Tofutti if you wanted to. It is doing nicely in the oven. So it's just 1 block, or it's 2 blocks, sorry, because the whole recipe is for 2 blocks. So it's 2, or if you wanted to make a half recipe, it's 2 blocks of fat-free cream cheese, and that's 11 smart points instead of 72 smart points. You're going to let that come to room temperature. Then this is the recipe that I had to look up. So this is my, so Melanie had 2 jars of salsa. 2 jars of salsa, the kind that she had, those are 0 smart points, but I just wanted to pep it up just a little bit. So I made some of my my pineapple salsa, and you can look that up on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and it's just pineapple salsa. But you're going to make a big batch of my pineapple salsa, and I'm going to try not to drip on my recipes here, so hold on just a second because I want to show you this. And you want to drain out some of the extra moisture. So on the pineapple salsa, it's going to be extra special because it does have pineapples in it. So it is 2 cups of my pineapple salsa recipe, and I did not quite get a whole cup in there, so let me get just a little bit more. So remember, for the full recipe, it's 2 cups. So it's going to be 2 blocks of fat-free cream cheese, 2 cups of my pineapple salsa, and you're going to let the fat-free cream cheese come to room temperature, and you're not going to wear a perfectly white shirt while you're doing this. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I'm stirring salsa into cream cheese and wearing what up until now has been a perfectly white shirt. So hopefully it's going to be okay. And Loretta wants to know, how does the fat-free cream cheese taste? Okay, so I've never eaten fat-free cream cheese by itself, ever. It's always been on something with something else in it. And on something or in something with something else in it, it tastes just like cream cheese. It literally tastes just like cream cheese. So this one has salsa in it. It has pineapple salsa in it. So it tastes just like cream cheese. Okay, then you're going to stir that up really well. And we're going to be cooking it. Go ahead and turn your oven on to 350 and let it be preheating. So now we have pineapple salsa with fat-free cream cheese in it mixed together. Okay, then one of the ingredients was a tablespoon of butter, and she heated up the butter and used it to grease the bottom of her pan. And we are not going to use the butter. Instead, we're going to eliminate 2 to 3, you know, however much butter you would have used to grease the bottom of your pan. We're going to eliminate that by using some kind of nonstick spray. And remember, this is a half-size pan. This is a half pan because the other half is already in there. So this would be a 9 by 13 pan. And yes, Carol Lou, the recipe for the pineapple salsa is already posted, because remember, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember how to make it. Even though I make it often. Okay, then we are going to use, okay, so on the recipe, the sauce, so there's a part up here that said, because I wrote this down for myself, that says sauce, and the sauce was the cream cheese and the salsa, so we've done that. Then for the layers, the first layer was the rice. So in Melanie's original recipe, you had 14 points worth of rice. Instead, I've substituted that with riced cauliflower. And if I was making the whole recipe as one, this size bag would fit perfectly. So this is a 10-ounce bag of Green Giant riced cauliflower that would fit perfectly in the bottom of the 9 by 13 pan. Since I have half in there and I'm doing the other half, I just went ahead and divided it, you know, into the 2 cups. It's a little bit more than 2 cups if you measure it, but if you're going to make the whole recipe at one time, just dump the whole bag in there. There's no reason to measure it out. Just go ahead and dump it in there, and then kind of smooth it out a little bit in the bottom of the pan, in the bottom of your pan. And remember, if it was a 9 by 13, you'd be spreading the whole thing out more than this. So that's the bottom, and that would have been rice. If you're concerned that your family is not going to let you just go cold turkey from rice to riced cauliflower, then do half and half, because that's still going to take out 7 of the smart points from the total recipe. So I had to do that as part of kind of a transition thing. So instead of just moving straight from regular rice to riced cauliflower, you can go half and half if that's going to make everybody feel better about it. Okay, then the next layer is the peppers and onions. I cheated, not really. I cheated and used, and I didn't save my bag. What? Anyway, frozen peppers and onions. So this is a frozen pepper and onion blend. And I just heated it up for a couple of minutes in the, oh, thank you, Jessica. It's already posted the pineapple salsa recipe. I heated it up for 2 minutes in the microwave, just so that, well, A, because they were frozen, and B, because you want them to be soft. So if you are going to cut up your own peppers and onions, you do want them to be soft. You do want to kind of cook them a little bit because you want them to be soft before you put it in here. Everything is already sort of pre-cooked in here. So you're going to want everything, because you're just going to cook it long enough to kind of heat it up. So for now, yeah, or if you're, Sylvia just pointed out, if you're on purple, you can use brown rice, and that would also be 0 points. So that is a great point, Sylvia. Thank you so much for pointing that out. So you do not have to use the riced cauliflower if you are on purple, because you can just use brown rice. So that's what we have so far. Then, on top of that, you're going to add cilantro to taste. Now, my family will tell you I will eat cilantro on cilantro. I love cilantro. About the only thing I won't eat it on is like ice cream or in cookies or something like that. I love cilantro. When I used to go to Salsaritas a lot, one location hated to see me coming because I would just keep going. I would say, keep going, keep going. No, I want all of it. I want all that you have, because I love cilantro. So you just put in enough cilantro to taste. So however, whatever your taste is for cilantro, that's how much you're going to put in. Then on top of that, you're going to put some form of chicken. So, and it's Trish wants to know how much veggies. So it was the whole bag, which ended up being slightly over 2 cups of the riced cauliflower. Of the pepper blend, it was like 2.5. That bag ended up being like 2.5 cups. And cilantro was just however much you want. Then you're going to do the chicken. So again, in the essence of saving time, Melanie hand cooked her chicken breasts and hand cut them up and, hand diced them. I cheated again and got Tyson grilled, what's it called? Grilled and ready, oven roasted diced chicken breasts. So Melanie had 3 chicken breasts in hers, which was 12 smart points. I think for the whole bag of this that it was like 11, maybe 10 or 11. It ended up being just a tiny bit less. And, Carol Lou says she would substitute parsley for the cilantro. Just leave it out. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so I used this whole thing. And I did go ahead and heat this up because it is cooked. It is fully cooked. Let's see. Where does it say it? Fully cooked. So it is fully cooked and ready to go. But because it was frozen, I went ahead and heated it up again. And sometimes they're a little big with their chunks. So after I had heated it back up, I used a knife and just cut it into smaller chunks. And remember, I used that whole bag. So half of it's already in the oven. The other half is here. So if I was making this all at one time, it would be that entire bag. Heat it up. Diced up a little bit smaller because some of them were pretty big. And put in here and then smooth that out. So that's your next layer is the chicken. So now you've got riced cauliflower. Now you've got riced cauliflower or brown rice if you are on purple, and or you can still use the riced cauliflower and the peppers and the chicken. So now you have that in here. Okay, then you're going to top it with the sauce. So remember the sauce that we made out of the fat-free cream cheese and the fat-free cream cheese and the pineapple salsa. Now you're going to put that over the top of it. Sorry, I'm going to get choked. Hold on a second. Okay. So we're going to put that mixture over the top of everything else. So that's your next layer. And if you're vegan or vegetarian, instead of the chicken, you could do black beans. You could do some other kind of protein. It doesn't have to be chicken. You could do ground beef. You could do, you know, something like that. Not ground beef, but you could do like a ground soy product. That would be good too. Okay, and you're going to kind of smooth that out. Sorry, I got to use my finger. And remember, this would be in a 9x13 pan if I was doing the whole thing at the same time. Okay. And because it's just me here by myself, and John and I will be the ones eating this, don't lick that off my finger. The cream cheese with the salsa is so yummy. So yummy. Let me just say, the fat-free cream cheese with the salsa in it, I could eat that all day long. Okay. Excuse me. Then, here's the last ingredient. So, Melanie's original recipe that was 10 smart points per serving had a cup of shredded cheese on it. So, the cup of shredded cheese was 16 smart points. So, I know you're thinking, Kelly, what did you swap that out for? Because I don't like fat-free cheese. I don't like low-fat cheese. You know, nothing melts good. Nothing, you know, melts whatever. So, because I was already saving so many smart points, I used a regular cup of cheese, a cup of regular cheese. Excuse me. So again, half of this is already on there. So I just went ahead because I had saved so many points on everything else, the fat-free cream cheese and the rice in particular, because I saved so many smart points on everything else. That's the surprise ingredient. I went ahead and used regular cheese. So wait till you see what this looks like, and this is perfect timing. So now here is everything in a layer. It is all ready to go. Again, vegan and vegetarian friends, you can swap out tofutti for the cream cheese. You can swap out Daya shreds. Melt super, super, super well. They melt really well, so I would suggest that. Loretta, you could totally use mozzarella. The Daya shreds, my favorite Daya shreds are mozzarella. They also have a cheddar flavored one. Okay, then your oven should already be heated to 350. You're going to bake it until the cheese is melted and bubbly on top. And because everything's already cooked before it goes in there, you don't have to worry about how long you cook it. It took about 30 minutes for it to get bubbly on top. So let me get it out. Through the magic of television, let me get this out and show it to you. So this was 350 degrees. 350 degrees. And about 30 minutes for the cheese to melt. And this is what it looks like when it's done. I'm going to try not to dump it. So that is what it looks like when it's done. Okay, and let me go ahead and cut some out here so that you all can see what it looks like. I'm going to try. I do not suggest touching hot pans, but that's been sitting there for a little bit, so it's not that hot anymore. Okay, so let's see how this compares to Melanie's 10 point per serving. Bake. Let me go ahead and get some of this out here, and we are going to try it. Look at that melty cheese. Okay, so here is my 3-point version. So here's my 3-point version, and that's not a full serving. I just took a little bit out, but that is the 3-point version of it. And it's, Carol Lou, it is 12 servings altogether. So if this was in a 9x13 pan, everything that I've listed off, that would be 12 servings. But honestly, at 3 points each, you could have 3 servings of this for the same as one of hers. So, okay. So let's try it and see how it compares to hers with all of our lower point ingredients. Uh-oh, and I missed something with Barbara. Exactly the same. Just literally tastes, well, except for the pineapple. And the pineapple gives it just a little something extra. so good. That is so good. So that's how you take a regular recipe and you make it into a lower smart point recipe. So we took Mel's Mexican chicken casserole. And okay, I'm gonna figure out what happened to Barbara. So Barbara, which Barbara? Hold on. Oh, Barbara. Okay, I think I already know what's going on. Okay, just want to make sure that it was my Barbara. Or the Barbara that I talked to. Okay, so this is how you make it a lower smart point. So we started out with 10 smart points per serving. So 10 smart points per serving, 12 servings. And when we got done, it's 3 smart points per serving. If you needed to use, if you couldn't find fat-free cream cheese, or if you were using the tofutti, it makes it 6 smart points per serving on green. That's on green. So extra yummy. You could have 3 of these for one of these. So thank you so much, Melanie, for making your own going away lunch. It was absolutely delicious. I have lightened it up a little bit, so now we can have it every day. Okay, do y'all have any questions? Because I've gone just over 9 and John's gonna be calling me soon to find out when I'm coming home. That recipe hopefully will be on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com soon. Jessica and Casey will get this posted as soon as they can. So the YouTube will be up, should be up tomorrow. And Jessica should get the rest of it up shortly after that. But you all have an amazing week. I know what I'm going to take home and we will be having for dinner tonight and tomorrow night. Oh, and it's chicken breasts. It's 3 chicken breasts. So 3 chicken breasts for that. Whew. But anyway, this was fun. This is delicious. I love it when we make food like this. I almost feel like Haley, almost. I mean, who knows what Haley had for dinner tonight. But anyway, y'all have an amazing week. I hope you all will try it. Please take pictures. Do not forget to do your homework. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and watch the next video. Go ahead and watch the next video. You can subscribe right here. And if you subscribe, thank you, Barbara. And if you subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell so that you'll be notified next time. And if you would like to order a spreadshirt, they are right over here. So you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. I can't wait to dig into this. Good night.